Hey everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today we're going to talk a little bit about peppers. Now, my peppers are looking a little sad. So, we are in the middle of a bathroom renovation, and I don't know if you remember this. We've mentioned it before on this channel. We live in 945 square feet and there is one bathroom for us 6 people. So a bathroom renovation is a very big deal. I am actually in renovation clothes. You know, we are itching to get this finished. But as I was going through the garden, I noticed that I have 2 different types of peppers. So I have peppers that are gorgeous and big and full, and they're already producing peppers, and they just have tons of blooms on them, and they have healthy leaves. And then I have, well, let me show you what I have. Okay, here we have, this is, I believe, a cayenne pepper plant, and the foliage is not super green. Oops. And this is just a tiny plant, like this is maybe 1.5 hands high. That would be what? Maybe 10, 12 inches. Let's just say it's 12 inches. But it is July, and that should be way further along. I do see like tiny little buds in there, but I have to be honest, I've never had peppers this slow of a start before. I mean, typically they are just large bushes by now, and they have like little nubs on them, or sometimes like in another part of the garden there I have a huge one that's already up and going, and it's producing peppers. But so this is what a few of my peppers look like right now. So this tells me a couple things. One, we've got yellowing leaves, and it's just tiny. This is just a tiny plant. So I'm wondering if the root development is not very good. As I dig in here, I see some root development, but especially with the yellowing and all that, I feel like the best answer for this is I'm going to give it some hits with fish fertilizer. Now, this is Alaska organic fish fertilizer, and for, let's see, yeah, you put in 2 tablespoons per gallon. So I'm going to hit some of these. I think that if you are experiencing this right now, I would highly suggest a hit of nitrogen, something like this. I'm also going to do a side dressing, and if you don't know what that is, it's just where I'm going to take some of our nitrogen heavy compost, and that's old rotted manure, and I'm going to put it around the plant right here, and I'm going to just like kind of work it into the soil. And so, but I'm going to do that in a couple days. This nitrogen is going to, I'm going to pour it on the leaves and soak the soil. I just need to give this a good boost so that we have some good bushy growth, so that we can support at least a few flushes of peppers from it. Let me show you another one. Here is another plant. Now this does have a little bit of weed growth around it, and this is even smaller than the last one. This is only 1 hand tall, and I have little fingers, so maybe 8 inches tall, maybe. And this definitely needs a shot of nitrogen. This, believe it or not, is a pepper plant. Tiny and stunted. Yellowed leaves. It definitely needs some food. This plant is a little bit better. Just set it right there. This is a Jimmy Nardello pepper, and it's definitely much taller. It's about 2 feet. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but it still is just like, it hasn't branched off yet. It does have quite a few blossoms on it, but we're gonna see I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna drench this one too. We've got to make sure that we get a nice round of peppers before we lose any heat, because we've had really wonky weather too. So I don't know if you can see this one or not, but this is in this same bed. This has, if you can see, it has the split. We have the stem going here and the stem going here, so it has that Y look to it. I would like it if the leaves were a little bit more green, but we have some blossoms here and down over here, and it looks like some are forming in there. And so this is a good healthy plant, especially for it being very early July. We usually start getting peppers in like a month from now, like full on that are ripe, but this is a good pepper plant for our time and season. Okay, well, I went through and I checked each one here in the tomato cage. I mean, we have some work to do. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit these with nitrogen today when I get a chance to. Again, we're doing home renovations, so I gotta have my bathroom back, guys. We'll go ahead and we'll hit it with some compost too. But I went ahead and added the Alaska fish fertilizer to 2 gallons of water, and I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna load those up, and in about 2 days I'm probably gonna do it again. I'm actually going to keep hitting them probably every 2 or 3 days with fish fertilizer until I actually see those leaves green up. So we want good, healthy plants. You don't want to keep hitting it with nitrogen because it can just cause the plant to start putting out great green bushy leaves, but then no peppers. So I'm only doing this to kind of give it a boost, and then as soon as I see that it's starting to green up, I'm gonna lay off. So let's get started. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right here in this jumbled mess is a lone pepper. This is over off in what we call the salad bowl. This is totally by itself. And this is a Carmen pepper. These are big, huge, long peppers. They're pretty too. It's a sweet pepper, but this should be going red. I don't think it's getting enough sun, so I'm gonna have to tame the wild mass of tomatoes back here so that this little guy can get some sun. But I'm also going to go ahead and hit it with some nitrogen. Well, there you have it. I went ahead and I hit all of those with some good fish fertilizer nitrogen. Again, I'll keep you posted on what's happening. I want to remind you that I'm going to put some compost around it. If you don't have your own nitrogen-rich compost, please go buy Land and Sea compost by Espoma. That is wonderful compost. A lot of the compost that you get in the store is nothing more than like just shredded wood. I've been really disappointed with the compost that we have gotten. So that is why I make my own. I also like to utilize kitchen scraps and animal waste and all of that to have a really good, nice compost. But as I was fertilizing, I got really excited. You guys didn't hear me scream, but I screamed. We have the very beginnings of little bumblebee tomatoes, and I've actually never had this kind. I always get yellow, but this is the pink, I believe. And so I want to try one. So I'm gonna try this. It doesn't feel totally ripe. I'm wiping this off because I actually got some of the fish fertilizer on it. So if you see me make a face, it's probably because of that. And there is some green still on this, but I'm just too excited. Wow. Oh. If you've never grown bumblebee tomatoes, oh, there is nothing like those. I mean, the yellow tastes similar to that, but the yellow has a slightly lighter flavor. That actually has like a deeper tomato flavor to me. I love these kinds of tomatoes. If I had to pick one tomato to grow, I know they're not the biggest in the world, but I love Sunset Bumblebee. So far I've loved all of them. They're really good because they can go kind of sweet, like in a tomato jam, which I'll show you guys how to make this year. And or they can go really, really savory, and I love to use them to make bruschetta, and I will show you how to make that too. But I have to get back to remodeling the bathroom. We have our subfloor down. Now we're getting ready to lay our flooring down. I'll give you little peeks into what we're doing as we get things done. It's been a long haul. It's completely DIY, but maybe I'll make a video and just kind of show you guys how you make it with 6 people in a tiny bathroom. And 2 girls. 2 of those are girls, right, Missy? So anyway, if you are having your pepper plants lag behind, please try some shots of nitrogen, whether you get them from compost. Liquid fertilizer goes into the plant instantaneously. So that's why I did the liquid fertilizer. So if you need a good bump right away, please use the liquid fertilizer. Again, I used Alaska Fish fertilizer. I'm not affiliated with anyone. We're too small of a channel, so I only push what works for us. And Alaska Fish fertilizer works really well for us. We have also grown a little bit in some Espoma land and sea compost, and that worked really well too. I will also say that in the past, Black Cow organic was really good, but we went through a few years where it was kind of that shredded wood chip, so we quit buying the Black Cow brand. So I just wanted to tell you that don't give up on your pepper plants. We can keep boosting them. You never know what's going to happen with our weather. We've gone through actually time periods this year where we had extremely cool spring. So all of our spring crops were just amazing. And then we got really, really hot. We like went through a week of almost 100, and then it dropped all back down again to like the 70s. And the problem with that kind of weather is, you know, tomatoes and peppers like it hot. And so when it drops back down to the 70s, that's not exactly tomato and pepper weather. So we might have to baby our tomatoes and peppers through this year, but we will go through it together, and we will baby our plants together. I will share with you what we do with our tomato plants and our pepper plants, and you can please leave us comments. I love to hear what you guys are doing. And again, we do read every comment, and we talk about the comments. So thank you so much for watching, and remember, if we can baby our pepper plants back to be producing and lovely, anybody can. Thanks. Bye.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, then please subscribe.